See, whenever request comes to homepage.html, we'll divert the control. We'll divert the control to filter. Homepage.html. Whenever request comes to homepage.html, diverting control to filter. So like this, control diverted to filter. Something counter filter dot Java. Here count variable I'll place. In this program only, integer count equal to 0 will write. Do filter method will write. And inside the do filter method, solid context dot set attribute. Something views. Views count. Views and count. This is I'll place in solid context. Solid context. This attribute, set attribute, it comes here. Here count variable, views count variable. Now what I'll do, after this what will happen? Control comes back. After counter filter, control comes back to HTML. Then HTML executed. Here something I'll write like this. Click here to see the number of views. Here is hyperlink. When you click another program, suppose on Solid I'll write. Something counter solid dot Java. Here this page or homepage.html executed count times. This count I'll retrieve here. I'll retrieve solid context dot get attribute views. Like this, I'll write. Now this is called dynamic dispatching. This is called dynamic dispatching concept. Dynamic dispatching. Here, what we'll do is in XML file we'll write. In XML file we'll write web.xml. Web.xml. Whenever request comes to homepage.html, divert the control to counter solid, counter filter. Like this, I'll write. Now, first I'll send the request to browser. From browser, I'll send the request to HTML. Then which program executed first? Now, I am sending request to HTML. Then which program executed first? Counter filter executed. After executing counter filter, which program executed? Homepage.html. When you click hyperlink, solid executed. Okay, write this diagram. So solid context memory, anywhere you can access. In filter also you can access, solid also you can access, listener also you can access. That's what solid context will prefer. Say through filter I'm setting, through solid I'm getting. You have seen already in listener class also we used it. Solid context is a memory common to all solids, all filters, all listeners in that WAR file. So this memory, whatever is created solid context, when it is created, when solid context created, whenever web application is deployed on server. So whenever you deploy, then only created. Anywhere you can access. In solid also you can access, filter also you can access, and listener also you can access. All solids, all filters, all listeners can access that context. But in that particular application only. For other application, one more solid context created. Okay. Is it over? Say, we'll send the request to HTML. From browser, I'll send the request to homepage.html. Then you're already in the XML configured. Whenever request comes to homepage.html, divert the control to counter filter. So diverted. First counter filter executed. Here we'll write count plus plus. Here we'll write count plus plus. So count equal to 0, count plus plus. That count I'll place here. Okay. Integer count equal to 0, count plus plus. This count I'll place here. This count plus plus, write it. So count equal to 0, count plus plus. Say this count I'll place in context. After that, control comes back, it is executed. When you click hyperlink, here hyperlink, when you click, this solid executed. This solid will return the count. That count only I'm printing. Okay. Say how to write this program. See. See, one more filter if you want to attach, then one more filter configuration also you have to write for homepage.html. So whenever control comes to homepage.html, then one more filter also you can execute. Now homepage.html to counter filter to other filter to other filter, top to bottom order, whichever you configured, that order executed. After completion of all filters comes back. Like that, n number of filters you can attach. Say file, new, dynamic web project, something filter, next, XML, finish. Here, right click, new, first HTML. Homepage.html. In the homepage.html, what is there? See, just click here to see the number of views. Okay. Here is a hyperlink. Here is a hyperlink. That means what we have to write? Anchor tag. Here hyperlink reference. What we have to write? URL pattern of solid, counter solid, something count. Now, whenever you click on hyperlink, this count executed. This count is a URL pattern of counter solid. Now you observe up to here. Right click, run on server, save. Homepage.html. Okay. Now click here to see the number of views. If we click, solid executed, but solid not there. That's what 404 not found. Now write this program. So here is the hyperlink. When you click, counter solid URL pattern. Is it over? Now you observe in this program it is nothing. It is one hyperlink is there. This hyperlink, if we click, counter solid executed. Okay. Right click, new filter, counter filter, package name filter, class name counter filter. When this filter should execute? When this filter should execute? Whenever request comes to homepage.html. Then what we have write here? Homepage.html. So whenever request comes to homepage.html, filter should execute. Okay. Init, destroy, do filter. I'll go for HTTP solid request, HTTP solid response. Now, init, do filter, destroy. 3 methods. Now, present, we don't require init, we don't require destroy. Even if you delete also, nothing will happen because these are default methods. Default methods can be deleted, not non-abstract methods. Now, if you delete also, nothing will happen. See, no error. No error. Okay. Now, first one count equal to 0. Is it instance variable record or class variable record or local record? Instance. Integer count equal to 0. Count plus plus. Count plus plus. Now, solid context record. No? How to get solid context? Solid context SC equal to request dot get solid context. Request dot get solid context. Now, solid context dot set attribute. Attribute name views. Attribute value count. Say here name is string type. Value is object type. Is this line is valid? Yes. Count is which type? Int type. Int converted to integer. That is auto boxing. Integer can assign to object. That is many times you have seen. Many times this concept is studied. No? The parameter is which type? The parameter which type? Object type. Then which type I passed? How it is valid? Many people are in sleep mode, I think. Many people are in sleep mode only. If 4 o'clock batch is not suitable, you can go for other batches. Int converted to integer. Integer. This is called auto boxing. Integer assigned to object. This is called upcasting. Auto boxing, upcasting. Auto boxing, upcasting. Okay. With auto boxing and upcasting, it is valid. Now, int count equal to 0 here. This count plus plus, that count I placed in solid context. Attribute name views and value count. This is filter. That's it. Okay, no other things. Just we are placing count value. Now write it. Counter filter dot Java. So just count equal to 0, here count plus plus. That count we are placing in solid context. It will check in XML file. If any other filter configured, other filter executed. If not configured, HTML executed. So if any other filter configured, other filter executed, other filter is not configured, again control comes back to HTML. If you want to write annotation, suppose instead of XML, what we have to write here? Add web filter homepage.html, not counter, slash homepage.html. So either XML or annotation. Annotation, if you want to write, you can write like this. Okay. So add web filter homepage.html. Okay. That is again last I'll give. Like this, you can write. Now solid we have to write. Right click, new solid. Filter counter solid. Next. Here, what is the URL pattern we have to write? Count. Already given hyperlink reference. Count. Now, which type of request coming? Request type is get. Then which method you have to override? Do get. Finish. Now, you have to retrieve the context. What you have to write? Solid context. SC equal to request dot get solid context. Next, get attribute. What is the return type? Object. Can I write integer? Yes. Integer count equal to solid context dot get attribute. Is this line is valid? Valid or not valid? Why it is not valid? Downcasting. Explicit type conversion required. In the brackets, what you have to write? Integer you can write, or int also you can write. Get attribute method returns object class object converted to integer. That is downcasting. Downcast after that assigned to count. It is auto unboxing. First object converted to integer. That is called downcasting. And integer assigned to int. It is called auto unboxing. See, int placed to integer. Then this concept is called auto boxing. It is auto boxing. Integer assigned to object. That concept is called upcasting. Now, object converted to integer. That is downcasting. Integer assigned to int. That concept is called auto unboxing. This part is completed in filter. This part is we are writing in solid. Okay. So auto boxing, upcasting, downcasting, auto unboxing, like that. It is valid. Now we have to display count times. Then print writer. Print writer PW equal to response dot get writer. PW dot println. This page has homepage dot HTML executed count times. Count is a variable, no? Double quotes plus again plus double quotes. For this, if you want to add HTML, you can add. So H1 close, body close, HTML close. It's over. Now see, I'll execute the program. Right click, run on server, save. Here, homepage.html. Now I'm sending request to homepage.html. If I send request, first HTML executed or filter executed or solid executed? What is executed? Filter. But first control password to HTML. Now, after filter, HTML executed. Filter executed, the value placed in context, then HTML executed. If I click hyperlink, solid executed, it will retrieve. Homepage.html executed one time. Back. If I click here, how many times it shows? If HTML executed, filter executed. Just I'm clicking back, I'm clicking here. Then solid executed, but HTML not executed, no? Now, if I click refresh, then HTML executed. Then 2 comes. See, back, forward, backward, forward, backward, forward. Then no difference. If HTML executed, then filter executed. If I refresh, request password to HTML again. So if I refresh, request password to HTML, then filter executed. If I click, solid executed. Okay. If I click refresh, every refresh HTML executed. If I click, see, try this one. Counter filter.java. No, sorry, solid. Counter solid.java. Counter solid extends HDP solid. Request type do get. Get type, that's what do get. So this solid is just retrieving data from context. That is printing. With filter also you can print output, but after executing filter, HTML executed, then output you cannot see. That is the reason I written like this. First, what will happen? Control comes to HTML, but control diverted to filter. Filter executed. Then if you write the output in a filter, filter output comes immediately. HTML also executed. Then HTML output comes. Then you cannot see the output. That is the reason I written one more solid to get the data. So through filter, the data placed in context. From context, I retrieved in solid. Okay. Is it over? So solid context, through context, value retrieved, that value printed. Here, configuration is important. Configuration is important. That's what HTML. Is it completed? HTML. You better to write this HTML also. These all I'll remove unnecessary things which are not compulsory. I'll remove. Web.xml. These all not mandatory. That's what I'll remove. Ready, son? So here, whenever request comes to homepage.html, then counter filter executed. Whenever request comes to count, counter solid executed. Is it over? So, what is the meaning of this line is, whenever request comes to homepage.html, then filter executed. Okay. Whenever you click on hyperlink reference, I given this one, then counter solid executed. This configuration you can also do with annotations. Noted. The above configuration can also be done by using annotations as follows. The above configuration can also be done by using annotations as follows. Add web filter, homepage.html, public class name, counter filter, extends HTTP filter. Add web solid / count, public class counter solid, extends HTTP solid. So instead of XML, you can use this one also. The above configuration can also be done by using annotations as follows. Is it over? So at web filter, and here whenever request comes to which program, that program name you have to write. If it is solid means solid URL pattern, XML means HTML, JSP means JSP, like that you can write. But a listener, you should not write any URL pattern. Only at web listener you have to attach. Listener programs, what you have to do? At web listener. That's it. You should not write any other things. Only at web listener you have to attach. Filters completed. Say, if I remove configuration, say This filter configuration I'll remove. I removed. Anytime you can remove. Now see, right click, run on server, save. Now filter is not executed. HTML executed. But if I click, error comes. Now solid context is not there. No, solid context is there. Views attribute not there. Then error comes. See, null pointer exception. While converting, downcasting, then auto unboxing, downcasting. At that time, error comes. So solid context we written here. Now solid context retrieved. But in this line, get attribute views is not there. What will happen? That object converted to integer. Integer converted to int. Integer automatically converted, but with helping of this method, int value. In core Java class you studied. Here, int x equal to 10. Integer I equal to x. This line is called. This line is called auto boxing. Auto boxing. But internally, what is happening? New integer of x. Internally. That is auto boxing. Integer I equal to new integer of 10. Int x equal to I. This is called auto unboxing. Actually, what will happen? Int value method called for auto unboxing internally. So this constructor no need to write because auto boxing feature. This int value no need to write auto unboxing. But actually previously like this was there. So here I dot int value. Here we are getting error int value. Calling not possible. There is no data. That is the reason null pointer exception occurred. Now, if you want to attach filter again, you can. See, attach it. Now it will count the filter again. Executes the filter. Anytime you can add, anytime you can remove. Now it will count. Okay. Now it will count. It should execute. When I run, what will happen? Solid context again created. It is again deployed, no? That is the reason one comes. It is again deployed. While deploying, context again created. That is the reason again coming one. 8 times previous one run executed. Nine times is there. Okay, 8 times only coming. Old one coming. 1 minute browser. I'll change. This immediately not recognizing sometimes. You have seen many times this type of problem. Nine times. Our server, if you modify, restart option, it will ask. You observe. Now, XML is there, no? I'll remove. XML configuration. What will happen? Just you observe. I removed. Then what will happen? Restart option it will ask. See, restart server. That is the reason again started. Error. Okay. See, whenever you required, you can add. If you don't want, you can remove. That is called dynamic dispatching concept. Suppose example, railway reservation server is there. Like throughout year, on like particular maximum number of requests, I want to count per day. When it will be maximum number of requests comes peak times. Peak times nothing but holidays, festival times. Okay. Then what you can do throughout year, every day no need to check how many times executed. Only holidays time you can attach. Only festival times you can attach. You can see the number of views. Later you can remove the filter. Remaining days definitely less than that one only, no. Then no need to check every day. Festival times you can add the filter. You can see the number of views. Holidays time you can add the filter. You can see the number of users, number of views. According to that, you can maintain your software and hardware configuration. So only peak time you can count. Daily no need to count. Daily no need to check the count views. Because only peak times only, definitely more than that will be there. Remaining days definitely less than that will be there. Then you can add, you can remove. Festival times add, later remove. Holidays time add, later remove. That type. Dynamic dispatching concept. Okay. Say up to here, JDBC completed, Sowlets completed, Sowlet listeners completed, filters completed. Okay. Now JSP. Not done. Next topic, JSP. JSP stands for Java Server Pages. It is renamed as Jakarta Server Pages. JSP stands for Java Server Pages. It is renamed as Jakarta Server Pages. So Tomcat 10.0 version onwards, this is also they given as Jakarta. Jakarta Server Pages. Already you studied Sowlets. What is Sowlets definition? Specification for developing web applications with Java programming language. Now, JSP definition note on. JSP is a specification for developing web applications with Java programming language. So definition same. I'll explain, write it. JSP is a specification for developing web applications with Java programming language. Sowlets is a specification for developing web applications with Java programming language. See, Sowlets definition, JSP definition, same is there. Sowlets is specification, JSP specification. So what purpose? Developing web application. This is also developing web application. Which language? Java. It is also Java. Okay. Now, already we have Sowlets, but why JSP? Already we have Sowlets. Why JSP? I'll explain. Web applications, nothing but internet applications. When internet came and exists in the market, 1990. So 1990 internet came. Okay. 1990 internet came. When Java came, 1995 Java came. 1996 Solids came. Okay. Say internet came and exists in the market in 1990. Say 3-4 members, they are concentrating on mobile only. Listen. Now 1990 internet came. 1990. Okay. 1990 internet came and exists in the market. At the time, there was no specific programming language to develop internet applications. 1995 Java programming language especially made for internet applications. But 5 years, how they developed internet applications with C, C++, Perl, Smalltalk, ADA, Simula, what are the languages already exist. Using those languages they developed. But Solid's specification introduced in 96. Before Solids, which specification was popular? Before Solids, which specification was popular? Already taught. What is it? CGI, Common Gateway Interface. When Solids came and exists in the market, CGI was outdated. Solids become as popular. It was booming in the industry. Already know why CGI outdated. No one is giving answer. This is already notes I given. No? Solids introduction time. CGI versus Solids. Applets versus Solids. These notes are given. No? Here it creates a new process for every request. No multi-threading. Threads child process not created. CGI based web server creates a new process for every request. Solids based web server creates a new process for a very first request only. This information already given notes. Solids introduction time, CGI versus Solids are given. So CGI based web server creates a new process for every request. Solids based web server creates a new process for very first request only. Remaining requests are handled by child process, nothing but threads. Suppose 1000 requests came to CGI. Then how many process created? 1000. Solids, one process. Remaining 999 child process created. That type mechanism developed. With this reason only, CGI outdated. Now, at the same time, Microsoft company released ASP. ASP with VB script. This is also creates a new process for very first request only. ASP with VB script creates a new process for very first request only. So same like a Solids they prepared. Then competition started between Solids and ASP. Competition started. Solids ASP, if we compare, Solids ASP if we compare, Solids having more advantages. Advantages are all Java advantages are Solid advantages because Solids is through Java. Platform independent, architecture independent, database independent, server independent, browser independent, protocol independent, architecture independent, total environment is independent. Also more secure. And ASP as compared to solids, only one advantage is there. It is very easy as compared to solid. And very quickly can develop application. Very quickly as compared to solids. Suppose one website, if you develop with ASP, suppose it has taken 3 members team in 3 months. Same website if you want to develop with solids, 9 members required, 3 months required, or 3 members, 9 months required. That means triple time required or triple manpower required, like that. So either triple time or triple manpower required. Solids is very lengthy. Welcome program, if you want to write, minimum 10 lines you have to write. In ASP, welcome program, just 1 line. Here 10 lines equivalent to 1 line here. And also for learning solids, is it core Java compulsory? Yes. For core Java, C language, like that. But here, no need of any prerequisite. Directly you can join in ASP class. So here, if the person is completed C language, this person will complete ASP. Here, while learning core Java only, is ready to develop projects. That much fast learning possible. And very quickly developing application possible. Here, if they develop one project by 3 members in 3 months, same project 3 members, 9 months required. Then company has to pay 9 months salary here. Here company has to pay 3 months salary. Then project cost triple. Project cost means manpower also project cost only. Okay. Here if the project is 1 lakh means here project is 3 lakhs. The project is 1 crore means here project 3 crores. That's what here as compared to solids, ASP very easy. Without any prerequisite, we can learn ASP like that. And also very quickly we can develop applications. That is the reason Sun Microsystem, what they did, they released JSP, Java Server Payers. It is active server payers. So the drawback of solids achieved with JSP. Whatever drawback is there of solid, that is achieved with JSP. Now again, strength is Sun Microsystem side. That is Microsoft. This is Sun Microsystem company. Now all Java advantages, JSP advantages, as well as easy. Very quickly you can develop application. Rapid application development possible. Here 10 lines program, 1 line you can write. There 100 lines means here 10 lines you can complete. That much fast you can develop application. The drawback of solids achieved with JSP. So this 10 lines program we can write in just 1 line. Then these people, what they did, they introduced ASP.NET with C#. Again competition started. Same like a Java, C# language they used. ASP.NET with C#. But here it is platform dependent only. It supports only Windows. It supports only Windows. Later, here what will happen? So many frameworks came. Struts 1, Struts 2, and JSF, Wicked, Spring MVC, Spring Boot MVC. So many frameworks came. So many frameworks. Here 10 lines program. Here 10 lines program equivalent to here 1 line. These all 1 line also no need to write. Ready-made. That line also already is there. Okay. Just you have to open the program. You have to customize according to your requirement. You can make it. Suppose by default hello world program will be there. If you want welcome, open program, hello world place, welcome, write it, deploy. That's it. That type programs, frameworks, ready-made programs. Then these people also one more released, .NET Core. This is also platform independent. Now that is also introduced. Like this, day by day, competition is there. Different companies, different concept, they are introducing. But still in the market, for developing internet application, Java only best. As compared to all other, Java is more secure. That's what Java #1 position is there for developing internet applications. So what purpose JSP came? To simplify the servlets. Programmer point of view, burden reduced. So it is one more specification for developing web applications with Java programming language. 1996 servlets came. Within a 3 years, JSP came. Servlet program where it runs? Server. When 1996 servlets came, then only server software developed. Then only so many companies they introduced servers. 1996 servlets came. 1996 only so many companies they introduced servers. Okay. But within a 3 years, JSP came. Within a 3 years, JSP came. Again, JSP understandable servers required. No? JSP understandable server required. But they didn't develop JSP understandable servers. Because specification means rules and guidelines, abstract methods, interfaces. That is, we can write very quickly. But that implementation, nothing but server. Developing, writing specification, very simple. Abstract class, interface, abstract methods. But implementation part, not easy. Implementation part, not easy. It takes more time. That's what they did. They developed one piece of software. That software is called JSP engine. One software developed. That software, it converts JSP into a servlet. So they didn't prepare JSP understandable servers. They prepared one piece of software. That software converts JSP into a servlet. Again, what is happening? You are writing JSP. Your program converted to servlet. Backside, what is running? Servlet only running. So burden decreased to programmer. Burden increased to server. That's it. Programmer point of view, convenient. But system point of view, servlet better. Programmer point of view, JSP better. Okay. Just note on. JSP engine is a piece of software. JSP engine is a piece of software and it converts JSP into a servlet. It is a part of server. JSP engine is a piece of software and it converts JSP into a servlet. It is a part of server. I said no, 3-4 members using mobile. I said no. While giving a notes, they are writing notes. While teaching, they are not listening. No need to point out. You know very well. 3-4 members are there. While giving a notes, they are writing. While teaching, they are not listening. JSP engine is a piece of software and it converts JSP into a servlet. It is a part of server. Now, that complete process I'll explain. Note on JSP architecture. JSP architecture. JSP architecture. Web server. Web client. Here I'll deploy one JSP program. Demo.jsp. I'll deploy. In JSP program also, you can write HTML code. You can write HTML code. In Solid, we written HTML, no? Like that, in JSP program also, we can write HTML. Here, from browser, I'll send the request. HTTP colon localhost colon 8082 8082/demo.jsp. I'll send my request password to JSP. This request is called HTTP request. Then what will happen here? Here JSP engine will be there. It is a part of server. JSP engine is a part of server. It will take as an input. It will take as an input. This JSP engine can understand only JSP. It doesn't know HTML. That's what it extracts JSP code. Extracts JSP code and converts into a solid. So the JSP engine generates solid. If the file name is demo, then demo_jsp.java. If the file name is test, test_jsp.java. If the file name is sample, sample_jsp.java. Like this, one JSP solid generated. This solid compiled by Java compiler. Java compiler also part of server. What it will do, it generates .class file. Demo_jsp.class. So .class file generated. This .class file executed by JRE. This .class file executed by JRE. Java runtime environment. Already know which is a default MIME type. Text by HTML. So that's what output captured like HTML. Because by default MIME type text by HTML. That output captured like HTML, that output passed to browser. Say this much process for JSP. If it is solid, directly executed, you'll get output. Say if it is solid .class file we are deploying, the executed output comes. But JSP means this much process. JSP will write, will deploy. When I send request, JSP engine converts into a solid. Solid compiled, executed, then output comes. Conversion, compilation, execution, 3 times, 3 phases. If it is solid, directly executed, output comes. System point of view, solid better. Programmer point of view, JSP better. Okay, write this one. So JSP converted into a servlet by JSP engine. But JSP engine can understand only JSP code. That's what extracts JSP code and converts into a servlet. JSP engine doesn't know HTML. Java compiler also, it is there in the server. That compiler compiles. .class file generated. That is executed under Java runtime environment. Output captured like HTML, passed to browser. Say JSP program just like a HTML program, just like a HTML. No compilation, nothing, automatically compiled, server side compiled. So we'll write a JSP program, we'll deploy in server. Now it's just like a HTML. We'll write, we'll deploy. From browser, whenever you send request to JSP, JSP engine, it can understand only JSP, but you can write HTML also here. What it will do, extracts JSP code and converts into a servlet. So conversion done by JSP engine. That is first phase. This program compiled by Java compiler. So the compiler also is a part of server. And this program executed under Java runtime environment. Output captured like HTML because default MIME type is HTML. This output passed to browser. So this is a request, this is a response. You are sending request to JSP, but servlet program executed, that output coming. Servlet program generated by engine, JSP engine. Instead of developing new server, they developed this software. That software is responsible to convert into a servlet. You are writing one line only. Again, that line converted to 10 lines. Again, backside, same process. Okay. How to write JSP program, how these all we'll see tomorrow class. Yeah, online students or D Subhash. Yeah, by default, that maybe Java X comes, you make it Jakarta. But still error means maybe filter not imported, you check it. Others still 15-20 days required. Avi. Jakarta.Soulet class not found means path setting required for that. Path setting required. Hussein, Faraj Hussein. TypeScript, JavaScript, yeah, that type only will be there. Sandhya, I didn't use CSS and JavaScript, but if you want, you can add it. Kajal, MVC program, I'll explain. It's just like a mini project. Subhash, my mail ID is there on header and footer on every page in a notes. Advanced Java.